Happy Day of Independence. We're going to take a little short walk and a tour of the small urban micro farm we have here at Owens Estates. I'm going to come down off our deck. We've got our water catchment system. Effective. And up here we've got about the ends of our sugar snap peas. A couple different varieties of carrots. They're doing all right, but not really great. Come around here, cleared this out. One rose bush that seems to be done. And some marigolds. And Brussels sprouts. Vermin repellent here. Seems to be pretty effective. Got marigolds growing everywhere. Got spaghetti squash all along the fence down here. And that's vine crazy. So far, only male flowers. Again, the upstairs planter. Some basil. And some marigolds. Got some peppers. Oh, got tiny little pepper right there. Tiny little pepper. Grow pepper. These are containers. My beets are doing really, really well. Onions are kind of laid over, but are still growing. Got red, yellow, and white onions in there. And they're not getting a lot of sun because this little guy, he's decided to pop up, and I've kept him volunteered. Got some nice tomatoes starting on that. Not the greatest. Again, this thing's volunteer. I've been putting them in pots using my old water containers. I found if I put a little Miracle Grow in them, they grow algae really, really nicely. Alright, coming back over here, going down. There's Casey. We'll go up through the main part of the garden. Again, more volunteer tomatoes. Through the gate. This is the compost pile over there. I got a great bunch of earthworms growing. I bet you if I lift that up right now, I'll have earthworms for days. Not so much. Have been. Dig a shovel will be alright. Food scraps and stuff going here. Make our compost. Again, more Brussels sprouts. I got these two. They look like Brussels sprouts initially, but not sure what they are. We're going to let them grow. I'm hoping there's some kind of lettuce. That might be. That's probably just a weed. We'll find out. Spaghetti squash again along the fence. Black kiln tomatoes. I got some heirlooms. I got 7 that made it out of the 70 I started. I made the mistake of trying to harden them off too soon back in April. Took them outside and they didn't take to the sun too well. We got a couple little tomatoes there. Bell peppers. I'm dealing with the heat of the afternoon. I'm going to hit some water on them out of the small rain barrel up there. And again, spaghetti squash, just vining like crazy. That one right there definitely needs some water. I'm going to give them a little zhuzh here. It's about 93 degrees today. First bunch of green beans. I got a couple of scraps left over, but this harvest is pretty much done, I'm afraid. Second planting up there, and then pole beans growing along our chicken wire fence. Shea Owens. Down there we have the Owens Game Preserve. It's our riparian buffer. Like I said, that's video about that before. That's permanently wet, and we'll get in there and clear that out once the summer growing season's done. There's a nice little daylily, a couple little plantings right here in the middle of the yard, just in the middle of the back. And daylilies, tiger lilies. If you need some or would like some, I can hook you up. I've got plenty. I've got some sitting up here in pots. This big old hill. Go up and down it a couple times. Get your cardio. That's a sad blackberry that didn't make it from my brother-in-law's place down in Rockcastle County. He was kind enough to let me get some more. These three will do all right. We'll get enough sunlight right there. Planted them all along the fence here too. These get some good morning sun and some evening as well. Again, I think probably going to lose the ones that were in the roughest shape are down here. These up here, they're doing quite well. And it's pretty shady. The trees in this yard do a great job of cutting the heat. Got a big maple here, two enormous oak trees in the front. They cut about 20 degrees off a hot summer day. Didn't help us when we got to try to take them down. In the ponds, I've kept turtles and bluegill in here. Bluegill like to jump and escape, but the goldfish are doing really well. Haven't seen any fry this year. And these lilies, I bought at Walmart they were clearing them out 16 years ago. And I think I paid $2.99 for them, about 3 of them, and they're still going great. And I don't do anything to them. Literally, they just sit in the bottom of the ponds every year and they overwinter. Already got one crop of spearmint that we've harvested. It looks very nice. Again, some more lilies. These lilies were yellow originally when I transplanted them in here, and I don't know if they've cross-pollinated with the other ones, but they're not yellow anymore. Some big iris back there that already bloomed, and these little purple iris have already done their thing and are starting to get their bulbs, and they'll go to seed. We'll try to plant them somewhere else. One item we have in abundance here is this lovely 3-leafed plant. Yeah, that's poison ivy. It grows in the beds, it grows all over the place. And I pull it out or I round up, try to get rid of it. Doesn't seem to affect me. I mean, I've gotten it on me, but it doesn't seem to make me itch, but I'm sure somebody in the family would be affected by it. We come around here to this lovely apple tree. It's grown really big. It needs to come down. Some seasons it'll produce some apples. This is this year's entire crop. That is the one lone apple on this tree. It blossomed. We got a hard freeze in April. That really messed things up. But that is the only apple on this tree. Do have a few clusters of grapes. These again got hit by the freeze. I covered them up and did the best I could, and they're not looking good. There's not very many grapes on this thing at all. Not much of a harvest this year. Now along the fence, being covered up by all those spaghetti squash over there, there is one vine chambersan, and it's actually got quite a few clusters on it. Hopefully we'll get some grapes out of it. Not enough to produce any wine, but at least enough to munch on here and there. There's a mighty pin oak. 2 out front are 59 and 60 years old. This one is probably 40 or 50. And it gives an abundance of branches and twigs and limbs. Tonight being Independence Day, we'll fire up the fire pit and sit outside and listen to things go bang. Well, that's it for our tour of the small urban microfarm. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day of independence.